Thank you. How you do? Welcome. Why I tell you, so I woke up with this news that Craig Brathwaite, Craig Brathwaite, that the West Indies Cricket Board um will not will not renew his central contract for the 2025-26 season. So you have to understand the contract. The central contract is one where um regardless of anything that happen, if the player get injured, arrested, bench, anything, the player will still be paid, right? It's a all year contract then. But what this is saying is that Craig Brathwaite will not, the West Indies will not um sign him, basically. We're gonna talk about it here on the other side. Is this justified for Craig though? A man who has played for a decade for the West Indies. Is it the end of Craig? Meet me on the other side. Welcome. If you haven't, please do. So in an article in the Nation News, according to the Nation News I'm getting, is that Craig Brathwaite has been dropped by the West Indies, or his contract dropped. His contract won't be renewed, right? And it goes on to say that, and I'm reading now, in a significant move that signals a potential changing of the guard, long-serving opener and former Test captain Kraigg Brathwaite is said to be dropped from West Indies' central contract list for the 2025-26 season. The 32-year-old stalwart, a mainstay at the top of the order for more than a decade, is not expected to be among the players offered an international retainer. An international retainer, that is like a central contract, play international cricket, right? So you are contracted to the West Indies. So whenever the West Indies or whenever um, international cricket is on, you are called upon. For this, Craig is not in the list. So I told you in the introduction what is a central contract. Whether you play, injured, rested, you are being paid. However, it seems as if West Indies is finished with Craig. West Indies is finished with Craig. He's not in the line to be called for international duties, right? He's not he's not given a contract. So in the time of international duties, he can go and play somewhere. Okay. Listen to this now. Instead, I'm reading. Instead, the Barbadian batsman has been offered a domestic contract by the Barbados Pride franchise following the recent draft. So the West Indies don't give him a contract, but Barbados Pride, his team, the domestic team that he plays for, he has been offered a domestic contract. Okay? So they have contracted him, not the West Indies. For me, okay, let's go through it and I'll tell you at the end of it what I believe, right? Um, he said go on to say that Brathwaite likely exclusion from the central contract list raises pressing question about its international future. It it following its official registration as Test captain in March, right? Um, Brathwaite, reading again, Brathwaite has not made a public statement regarding the contract decision, leaving his next move uncertain as the focus shifts to a new generation of West Indies. At 32, at 32, you do not get a central contract. That means the West Indies do not contract you for international duties. My take on this is that Brathwaite's life in Test cricket with the West Indies is over. It's over. That's it for Brathwaite. But however, I believe that the West Indies has disrespected him. I believe so. Based on what transpired. Remember now, I was one of them who said drop Brathwaite because he wasn't performing. Because they dropped him in the Sabina Park test. They dropped him in the Sabina Park test. You remember that? And that was the worst day of the West Indies test defeat. However, I think what they are saying, if they don't give him a central contract, if they don't contract you for international retain, Brathwaite, your time is over. Brathwaite, your time is over. What I would hope the West Indies have done though is to let him leave and his legacy for Brathwaite to be opening for over a decade at the top, brother. Let him live and his legacy. What do I mean? What do I mean is that Brathwaite should leave like a Andre Russell. You remember that fanfare at Sabina Park? Give him a test. Give Brathwaite a test. Let him walk. Give him a test. And I only hope that West Indies have that in mind. For God's sake, man. Come on. And some of you gonna say, why give him a test? In don't play, not making any run. But that's the same thing happened to Shiv Chandapal. You know, up to this day, Shiv Chandapal don't retire. You know that Chris Gayle do not retire. Yes? So these are things that I'm talking about. Give him a test. Let a guard of honor. Just don't throw him away. So many of our West Indies players have left vexed. You know, not that fulfilling element. It should not happen to Brathwaite. It should not. And that is my take. Yes, he's not making it. Yes, give him a test. But the next test, and I don't know when the next series in the Caribbean. But as I said, for you to do not give him an international contract, it simply means that you are telling the player that, hey, your time is up. We don't need you again. But such is life. I remember now you're dealing with the CWI. Anything can happen. Remember all the changes that the coach said and that weight does get caught in it. Roach does get caught in it. You remember Roach when they just dropped him? Again, such is life. Let me know now in the comment section. Caribbean people love our cricket. This is proving and so on we're doing here. But let me know in the comment section what you think of it. Alright, let me know, please.